This is SMI TV.
I'm speaking to Michael McMorrow, the organizer and I guess promoter and whatever is on the list of this amazing show that took place tonight in Tacoma, Synergia 2010. Creator,
Yeah.
okay. All right, well, anyway, you drove it and you said, you just told me that you were working on this for a couple years now.
Yeah.
First of all, I want to ask you, how do you feel it went tonight? How do you feel you were, not only were you creating it, but you were performing as well. How do you feel the show went?
I think it went brilliantly. As soon as we started off with the Beaver Chief ceremony and honoring Beaver Chief, and we were up and running, I think I finally relaxed for the first time in about 7 months, because I knew it was going to be special, and I think we achieved that.
Now, how did you come up with the concept and the idea to do this show?
It was an evolutionary process, basically. A few years ago, Alan White and I were discussing, actually I brought it up, and he liked the idea of doing a benefit with an orchestra component. And it was something that we thought about for a while, talked to the Seattle Symphony, and I shelved it for a while. But it was always in the back of my mind. So I kind of, on my own, just started thinking about how it could be. And not really talking to Alan about it very much. And ran into a good friend of mine, Brett Smith, who's our orchestra director, that I used to know 20 years ago, and ended up becoming a professor of music, a string professor, classical design. So running into him, I knew that would be a huge component. He was into it. We used to play music together years ago, and the two of us put our heads together basically and decided to see what we could come up with. We wanted to do something different. We didn't want to just be a variety show type. We wanted it to be like a symphony where you would start at the beginning and you would work in an arc all the way to the end. Concert at the Paramount Theater for the International American Red Cross, and invited Anna and Nancy Wilson to play. And we had Alice in Chains, my band, the Yard Dogs, and a bunch of other folks, and that went over pretty well actually. And Anna and Nancy filmed the Love Mongers for that event.
Right.
So that it seems like Hart, and I'm a Northwestern, I grew up here. I've been involved in their circles in just, I think, career sort of changing periods in their life. Putting the concert together, then doing the Love Mongers. We were only going to do it once. And they ended up taking off with that, changed the music a little bit. And then here we are, all these years later, with the guys, and putting Howard Lee's together. But that's how I know Howard, because Howard was involved in that show as well too. So all these years later, I called up Howard and see if he wanted to play in the event, and he agreed to do it. He thought it was a great idea.
So
and then it was Alan and Howard. So basically, that's the show. Was basically starting to revolve around them. I'd known that Fawson and Roger had been playing, and the this summer, doing stuff like that. And it just dawned on me. I thought, you know, I might as well ask him if he'd play with them. And he agreed. He said, sure.
That's great.
And then, boom, there it is. Here we are tonight.
So, are you gonna? Tonight's event, in your opinion, was it a success in terms of?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you going to do it again next year? Is it going to be an annual thing?
It's going to be annual.
That's great.
Matter of fact, we're looking at other options as well too of doing this in other cities. I think we already have some cities that we are working with right now.
That was going to be my next question. What's next?
Yeah, that's what's next.
Have any ETA in terms of when we can expect a new show? Or?
Well, right now, you know, it's hard to say. We'll see. I'll keep you posted. Yeah,
That's great. Well, Michael, I want to thank you for allowing me the privilege to cover this amazing event. The production was first class. Your team, your production team, everything was great.
They were. My production team is the best.
And
The best of the best. I have to hand it to them. It was a huge team effort, not just me, obviously. I mean, it was everybody, the orchestra, the rehearsals, the conductor, the guys that scored the music. You know, we left no stone unturned with this one. We actually had to score the music for this.
Wow. Well, you put on a first-class event, and it was a pleasure to cover it, and I'm looking forward to covering other events that you've created in the future.
Sure.
Thanks,
Great.
sir.
Yeah, right on. Rock and roll.
Rock and roll, rock on. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Greg.